Welcome everybody. My name is Lindsay and we've got a gentle yoga flow today that will work in through the whole body, but we'll be spending some special time working on some back bends, some heart openers in through the throat, the neck, the shoulders. We will use a strap today. You might find that you don't need one, but I'll be demonstrating a few poses with the strap. So strap, a towel, a belt, whatever, arm extender you've got handy. We'll have that for later on in the class. So we'll begin our class by coming to a comfortable seated position. And you might choose a cross-legged position like this or an alternate seat, kind of feeling into what feels good today. And we'll build our strong spine foundation, starting to feel into the sitting bones, feeling those two bones down there at the base, and just even out the weight distribution there. So you might kind of tuck and roll and sit that down nice and firm. And then feeling into the hips, drawing ourselves back and then rounding ourselves forward. Again, just imagining our pelvis here as a bowl containing water. So not wanting the water to slip out the back, not wanting it to pour out the front, but staying right and neutral, letting that water just settle in there. From there, engaging the lower belly all the way up through the upper tummy area in between the two ribs here, kind of feeling that zipped up. Shoulders nice and broad, hands come down towards the lap, slight tuck in the chin, just feeling nice and strong here, taking all that intention at the beginning of class to really build that foundation. So as we move through our practice, we can remember this sensation of feeling engaged and long through the core and strong around the spine. Taking a nice slow breath here. Great work. And we're going to start to draw some small circles with the nose on the opposite wall, like we're outlining a teacup with our nose. Taking some time here to feel into the back of the neck and the shoulders. We'll take those circles larger, like we're outlining a salad plate. Nice and slow here, really checking in with all those different areas. Taking our circles larger again, outlining a dinner plate. And then we'll take our circles to the largest size, like we're outlining a gong or a symbol. Noticing what you are feeling. We'll take those circles in the opposite direction. Starting with the largest size first, we're outlining that gong or that symbol. Then we're taking the circles down a little smaller to that dinner plate. Coming down to the salad plate. And then our little teacup. Fantastic. Pausing that movement, we'll bring the fingers to the shoulders now, and we'll start to draw circles with the elbows on the wall, warming up across the shoulders and the chest. Feel free to let the hand position be comfortable for you. So it might not be exactly on the shoulders. They might be a little looser, just checking in there, spreading across the chest, rounding, getting that little bit of movement. And then we'll switch the direction of the circles. Fantastic. Pausing that movement with the hands. We'll lift the arms up overhead, lifting the gaze up. And as we exhale, open the arms out towards the sides. We're going to take those little circles with the fingers on the opposite walls, continuing to warm up across the chest, the shoulders, and the back. Keep the belly drawn in, keep the spine nice and long. Feel that lift, that engagement from the waist, feeling like you're nice and tall here. Continue to draw those circles. And we'll take our last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll reverse the direction of the circles. Keeping the shoulders drawing down the back, just noticing if they're creeping up towards the ears. Try to lengthen the neck a little bit. Fantastic. And we'll take our last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Now we're going to start to pulse the arms back behind us, squeezing the muscles between the shoulder blades, spreading across the chest as you pull the arms back, building that strength across the chest between the shoulder blades, getting that nice little spread on the front of the body. We'll take our last 3, 2, 1, pause, flip the palms, inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Then we'll exhale, cactus the arms out towards the sides, bringing the gaze to neutral, and then we'll draw the chin down towards the chest. As you inhale, lift the arms up, lift the gaze up. Exhale, cactus the arms again, bringing the gaze through neutral and then drawing the chin towards the chest. Last one like that. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the fingers. Exhale, cactus the arms, bring the chin down, nice and slow towards the chest. Fantastic. We'll bring the gaze back to neutral, draw the hands down through heart center, lowering them down. Great work. Starting to move into the wrists, lift and lower the fingers up and down, bringing that prayer pose to point up, to point down, stretching through the wrists, through the hands. Great work. Now we'll bring the backs of the hands towards each other so that we're going to roll over the wrists. So imagine that the wrists are kind of massaging each other, making contact with each other as we roll the wrists around. Now you might keep the hands open like that, or you might turn them into little knuckles, little fists. Either way is good. Just feel into it. We'll take those circles in the opposite direction. Fantastic. Pausing that movement in through the wrists, bring the hands back down towards the knees. If you're in the cross-legged position, let's give our feet a little bit of movement, wiggle the toes, roll at the ankles, and we'll take the opposite crossing of the legs so the hips get a little chance here to equalize. Drawing the shoulders again, back and down, maybe take a roll of the shoulders, a time or two. Find that nice foundation along the spine and then draw the shoulders down the back. Feel nice and tall here. We'll take a moment to focus on our breath. Now that we've warmed up a little bit through this upper area, we'll bring our awareness to the breath as it moves in and out through the nose. Starting to allow the breath to become longer and deeper. With every round, allowing the exhales to become a little bit more complete, starting to use the belly to squeeze out that last little bit of air. Finding this long, slow rate of breath, allowing the face to remain nice and soft between the eyebrows, around the eyes, the jaw is relaxed. We'll begin to engage the glottis in the throat. It's a slight squeezing of the area in the throat to create kind of a rhythmic breath, a little bit of vibration there as you inhale and exhale. So the exhale has that sensation like you're fogging up a mirror, but the mouth is closed. And the inhale has a similar sensation as that almost about to snore feeling. So subtle vibration, you might make an audible sound, or it might just be a slight kind of vibration that you're feeling there. our Ujjayi pranayama, that subtle constriction of the throat, helps warm up the air in the lungs, in the chest. It's also very soothing for the central nervous system. So it just helps us calm down a little faster, a little quicker. You are welcome to keep this Ujjayi breath throughout our practice, or you might drop into it and drop out of it, or you might say, okay, I've done it for the breath work practice, and that's all I want to do today. It's all good. Now, if you would like to practice engaging this bandha in the body, our Jaladhara bandha in the neck, as we exhale, we'll start to bring the chin towards the chest. Keeping the collarbone still nice and broad, the engagement along the spine still active. It's just the chin tucking down towards the chest. We'll continue to breathe with that Ujjayi subtle constriction in and out through the nose. A few rounds like this with the chin tucked towards the chest, stretching out through the back of the neck. Engaging our Ujjayi pranayama, continue to breathe through the nose. And then to release this breath as you inhale, start to lift the head up, begin to lift the gaze up, still breathing through the nose. Inhaling fully at the top, and then we'll exhale, bring the gaze back to neutral. So that is supposed to activate this energy center in the body. Maybe just take a moment here to notice how that breath work felt for you. And we'll aim to maintain our long, slow breath throughout practice. So regain that rhythm of breath, that long, slow breath. Fantastic. Bring in a little bit of movement in. We'll inhale to lift the arms up overhead, reaching the arms up nice and tall. And then we'll lower the left hand down towards the left side of the mat. Reach up with those right fingers, draw a rainbow shape with the right fingers over towards the left side of the mat. Keeping the sitting bones grounded down towards the floor, pushing through that left hand just to lengthen the sideways. Start to spiral the sternum up towards the sky, maybe lifting the gaze up towards the sky. So starting to imagine that heart area just shining a little brighter, maybe reaching towards the sky. Draw the lower belly in. We'll exhale, rise ourselves all the way back up, lifting both arms up. Take that inhale at the top. And then we'll switch sides, lower the right hand down towards the right side of the mat. Reach up with the left fingers and draw that rainbow shape over to the right side of the mat. Keeping the sitting bones ground down, draw the belly in, push in through that right hand, lengthen the side waist and start to spiral yourself open towards the sky. Great work. Feel the breath move in and out here. Draw the lower belly in, and we'll inhale to rise ourselves all the way back up. Great work. Taking this into a twist to the left. As you exhale, twisting over to the left. Bring the left hand back behind you. Right hand comes towards the left leg. Draw the belly in. Pushing through that back hand. Lengthen yourselves up just a little bit taller. Feel that spread of the collarbones on the front of the body. This back hand, this left hand, you might start to reach it over towards that right hip point, getting a little deeper into the body. Then we'll exhale, slowly release, lifting both arms again up, inhaling fully. And exhale, twisting over to the right, bringing the right hand back behind you, left hand comes to the right knee. Pressing down in through that backhand, lengthen the spine, growing just a little taller. Broaden the collarbones just a little bit more. Gazing over that right shoulder. You might bring that right hand back around the body towards those left hips. Fantastic. Slowly unwinding, passing back through center. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Few times there, just helping to integrate that movement. Great work. With the hands on the knees, we'll start to transition this into our barrel roll, swinging the torso around and then pulling the torso back, scraping out the inside of that barrel, giving ourselves this time to feel into the body, noticing the sensations that you are experiencing, maybe the areas that are just asking for that extra time, or maybe, oh, I'm feeling a little this or that today. Letting the belly be soft as you swing forward, drawing the belly in as you swing back. Great work. Let's take these in the opposite direction. Staying connected with the breath. Fantastic. Pausing our barrel roll, stacking ourselves up nice and tall. We'll uncross the legs, give the feet a little wiggle, and we'll plant the feet about hips distance apart in front of us, knees point up towards the sky. Grabbing on behind the backs of the thighs, we'll move in through our seated cat-cow. As you inhale, push the chest forward, lift the gaze up towards the sky. As you exhale, round, bringing the gaze towards the navel. Continuing in that movement, the inhale pushes forward, lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding. Last time, inhale, push the chest forward, lift the gaze. Exhale, come back to neutral. Fantastic. Keep a hold of those thighs. Draw the shoulders back and down, feeling the collarbone spread and the heart shine forward. Draw the belly in. We're going to start to lower the torso back at an angle. The elbows straighten, lowering ourselves back down into a supported boat pose. So from here, you might choose to keep the bind of the hands on the thighs, or you might choose to release the bind of the hands. We're going to keep the feet planted today. I'm working just a little bit more into that heart opening. As you inhale, open the arms, spread them nice and wide. Maybe imagining that we're coming in to give somebody a hug. And then we'll exhale, bring the hands back together. Great work. Keeping that engagement through the belly. Inhale again, open the arms up nice and wide. Exhale, bring the hands back in. Last one like that. Inhale, open. And exhale. Bring the hands back. Bring the hands to the thighs. Roll yourself back up. Take those seated cat-cows. As you inhale, push the chest forward. Lift the gaze up. Exhale, rounding. Gazing at the navel. Inhale. And exhale. Great work, right? Winding yourself back up to that neutral spine. We'll take another boat pose, grabbing on behind the thighs. Keep the belly engaged, lower the torso back. Nice broadness through the collarbones. Now this time, you might choose to lift the shins. Great work. Now you can choose to stay here with the hands bound on the legs or extend the hands out towards the toes. You might also choose again with the breath to inhale, open the arms out nice and wide. And then exhale, bring the hands back. Keeping the engagement along the spine, moving with the breath, opening the arms. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Great work. Grabbing on behind the thighs, lower the feet, rock up to that seated cat-cow. Taking 2 rounds here at your pace. We'll come back to neutral spine and then roll over the legs, meeting up in a tabletop position. And when you come into your tabletop, we'll just begin to move into our bear pose, taking some time to kind of settle in here. So thinking of bear as some organic freestyle movement, like a bear coming out of hibernation, just shaking off, any stiffness, taking that time here to just move intuitively, finding those spots that maybe need the extra time or the attention, whether it's in the side body, shoulders, hips, legs, just finding what it is that really you want to work in through today. Wonderful. We'll start to bring ourselves back to stillness and getting ourselves set up in our tabletop. Our wrists are underneath our shoulders, our knees are underneath our hips. We'll start to push the mat away, feeling the sternum lift from the floor, drawing the belly in, feel nice and flat here on the ground. Working with our balance as well as some more core engagement, we'll take our bird dog pose. Starting with kicking the left leg out back behind you, we'll lift that left heel in line with the rest of the back. Continue to draw the belly and feel nice and flat here on the back of the body. Finding a non-moving spot to stare at, start to get light in those right fingers. Extending the right arm out as you feel ready. Finding that bird dog pose. The arm and the leg reach in opposite directions, almost like you're getting pulled in those opposite directions. Feeling nice and strong here. Continue to breathe steady and slow. And we've got this option here of pulsing up the arm and the leg. If balance is feeling ready, if you want a little extra, you can start to pulse the arm and the leg up towards the sky. Little, 1 or 2 inch pulses of the heel and the arm kicking up from the glute and the shoulder. We'll take our last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Lower the hands, lower the knee. We'll rock back into child's pose. Bring the hips over the heels, stretch the arms out nice and long. You might give the wrists a little bit of movement. You might massage the wrists or the forearms. Reconnect with your breath. Feel that sensation of the air moving in and out through the nose. Great. So we'll extend the hands back out in front of us, lifting the gaze towards the fingers. We'll rise ourselves back up into tabletop and we'll take those movements on the other side. Finding that setup, push the arms into the floor, feel the sternum lift, draw the belly in, extend that right leg out, now back behind you, and then lift the heel in line with the rest of the spine. Draw the belly in one more little time, get light in those left fingers. Find the non-moving spot to stare at, and as you're ready, extend the arm out. Taking a few breaths here, feel the arm and the leg reach nice and long in opposite directions, almost like you're getting pulled. Somebody's helping lengthen out your body here. Now again, we've got that option of the pulsing of the arm and the leg up towards the sky, a little 1 to 2 inch kicks from the glute and the shoulder. Breathing here, finding that rhythm that works for you. Great work. We'll take our last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Lower the hands, lower the knee. We'll rock back into child's pose again. Great. Finding that maybe massage in the wrists, in the forearm, maybe some movement in through the hands, maybe some circles. Great. We'll start to walk the hands over to the left side of the mat, stretching in through that right side body. Maybe grabbing onto the right wrist here today, helping to lengthen out that side a little bit more. Great. Coming back through center and then over to the right side of the mat. Just noticing what you are experiencing here. Maybe one side feels a little tighter than the other. Fantastic. Starting to release that back to center. Extending the arms back out in front of you. We'll plant the forearms down onto the ground. Hands can either stay parallel to each other or interlacing the hands and stacking the pinky fingers. Either one is good. As you exhale, rise up onto your knees so that the shoulders stack over the elbows. From here, pushing into the forearms, we're going to tuck our toes back behind us. With the exhale, start to lift the knees up off the mat, lift the hips up towards the sky, coming into our dolphin pose. Pushing the shoulders back, shining the heart towards the floor, spreading through the shoulders. Draw the belly in. Nice work here in our dolphin pose. As you exhale, lower the knees back down towards the floor. Great. Now taking this into our forearm plank, start to walk the legs back nice and long behind you. Lower the hips in line with the shoulders. Pushing into the floor with the forearms. Feel the sternum lift. Great work on this forearm plank. From here, start to tippy toe the feet up towards the elbows. Pushing the hips up towards the sky, coming back into that dolphin pose. Great work. Lengthening the legs out one more time. One more forearm plank. Lowering the hips in line with the shoulders. Take a full breath here. And then exhale, slowly lower the hips back down onto the floor, untucking the toes, finding our Sphinx pose. Pushing into the forearms. We'll inhale, push the chest forward, lift the gaze up towards the sky. And then exhale, draw the chin back down towards the chest. Taking some time now to move right ear towards right shoulder, and then the left ear towards the left shoulder. Fantastic. Pausing that movement, coming back through neutral. Open the elbows out, bring the hands underneath the armpit area. Squeeze the elbows in towards the body, keep the knees planted down into the ground. With the exhale, push into the palms, rise yourself up through table, and then down into child's pose, stretching it out the lower back. Taking a full round of breath here. And exhale, slide it out. Lift the gaze up towards the fingers, rock back into tabletop, tuck the toes back behind you. With the exhale, push the hips up towards the sky for a downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to pedal the feet out, lifting and lowering the heels, stretching out through the backs of the legs. Let the head be nice and heavy here. And as you are ready, we'll begin to make our way into a forward fold, stepping the hands and the feet towards each other. We'll take the weight out of the hands, plant the feet about hips distance apart, 2 knuckles distance apart, parallel to each other. And we'll just enjoy a gentle sway here, maybe rocking from side to side if that feels nice. Starting to pause our gentle sway, releasing opposite elbows, adding that bend to the knees. Draw the belly in. We'll exhale, ragdoll ourselves all the way up to standing, stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Head comes up last. We'll roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Getting ourselves set up for our mountain pose, planting the feet down into the floor, extending the fingers down towards the floor, drawing the belly in, feel the legs nice and engaged, broad through the collarbones, feel just nice and tall here, rooted down through the feet. Now we'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. As you exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise ourselves all the way back up to standing, lifting the arms. Lift the gaze. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Great work. We're going to interlace the fingers and bring the knuckles underneath the chin, keeping the gaze neutral, elbows kind of squeezed towards each other. With the inhale, start to lift the elbows up towards the sky. And with the exhale, tilt the head back, sigh it out, squeeze the elbows together. Inhale, bringing the face, the gaze back to neutral, lifting the elbows up towards the sky. Exhale, tilt the head back. And squeeze the elbows. Inhaling, bringing the gaze back to neutral, lifting the elbows up. Exhale, sigh it out, tilt the head back. Squeeze the elbows together. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Great work. Inhale, bringing the head back to neutral, lower the hands down by the sides, roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Take that another time. Excellent work. So we will look around for a strap here. And we'll stretch in through the arms just a little bit more today. We'll take the strap into our right hand, and we'll extend the right arm out in front of us, and we'll lift the right arm up overhead, and then bend that right elbow up towards the sky. So I've got the strap dangling down. The left arm will extend that out towards the left side and swivel the thumb down towards the floor, bending that arm back behind you, bringing the back of the hand to rest on the sacrum. So kind of that hand faces out. And from here, we might start to find that strap. And we're going to start to walk that left elbow down just a little bit more and lift that right elbow up just a little bit more, starting to walk the hands towards each other on the strap, bringing the fingers closer and closer. And we'll continue to draw the belly in and still feel nice and broad through the collarbones. Stretching in through the back of the neck, we'll draw the chin towards the chest, just at the level that feels comfortable. And maybe start to find some exploration through the head and the neck, bringing the chin from side to side. Fantastic. Bringing the head back to neutral. We'll slowly release the bind of the arms, unwinding. Taking a moment here to let the fingers hang towards the floor, just feeling that sensation in through the arms, the chest, the shoulders, wherever. We'll roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And then we'll place the strap into the left hand. Extend the left arm out in front of you. Lift the arm up towards the sky, bend that left elbow back behind you. Now we'll take the right hand, extend it out towards the right, swivel the thumb down towards the floor, and start to bring the back of that right hand to the lower back. Now, trying to find that strap again. Maybe starting to walk the hands closer and closer towards each other, bringing that right elbow closer towards the floor. Bringing that left elbow closer towards the ceiling. Stay connected with your breath here. Continue to draw the belly in, feel nice and broad through the collarbones. Maybe working the hands a little bit closer towards each other, and then finding that movement through the head. Maybe bringing the chin towards the chest. Maybe that little bit of movement from side to side. Oh, great work. Starting to release our head back to neutral, lifting the gaze, releasing the arms nice and slow, releasing the strap, unwinds the arms. Again, we'll extend both arms down, fingers towards the floor. We can place the strap off to the side. Sending the fingers down, feeling maybe that warmth, that release, that whatever you're sensing. Nice full breath here. Coming into our Tadasana mountain pose. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise yourself all the way back up to standing, stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Arms come up, gaze up. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Great. So we'll plant down through the right foot. Squeeze the right thigh, squeeze the right glutes. Finding a non-moving spot to stare at, we'll start to get light in the left toes. Now with the exhale, we're going to extend this left foot back behind us, taking a nice big step. Those toes point towards the upper left corner of the mat, getting ourselves set up for our warrior one. We'll bring the hands to the hips and we'll draw that right hip back just a little bit more and the left hip forward just a little bit more. So our hips point towards that short edge of the mat. And we'll start to bend nice and deep in through that right knee over the right ankle. And as you're ready, extending the arms up overhead. Feeling that spread across the chest. Great work. Now, as we inhale, straighten the front knee, cactus the arms out towards the side, spreading across the chest, push the chest forward just a little bit, lift the gaze up. With our exhale, refined warrior one. Bend the knee, extend the hands up towards the sky. Great work. Now with these hands, we're going to bring them back behind the hips, staying nice and low in that right knee. Still got our warrior legs. We're going to interlace the hands down by the hips. Draw the knuckles down. We're going to poof the chest forward. We're going to start to lift the gaze up towards the sky, finding a back bend here. And then as we exhale, starting to hinge forward from the hips, we'll lower the torso down, lifting the knuckles up towards the sky. Lowering down for our humble warrior. Great job. Lower. Breathe, draw the belly in. We'll exhale, rise ourselves all the way back up. Lifting the chest up, lifting the gaze up. Bringing the gaze back to neutral. Release the hands, reach the arms back up, finding that warrior one. And then we'll exhale, straighten the front knee, cactus the arms. Take it an inhale here. Exhale, rebend the front knee, extend the arms again up overhead. Warrior one. Bring the hands again back by the hips, interlace, take the opposite interlace. Draw the knuckles down, push the chest forward, lift the gaze up towards the sky. And then we'll take our humble warrior. Begin to hinge forward from the hips, lowering the torso down, lifting the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Great work. Drawing the belly in, slowly rising yourself all the way back up to standing. Releasing the bind of the hands, reach the arms up. And then exhale, cactus the arms, straighten the front knee. Beautiful work. Draw the hands through heart center, bringing them into prayer pose. Lengthen through the spine here. Legs are straight, but not hyperextended. Lengthen through the spine, and as you exhale, we'll begin to hinge forward from the hips, leaning the chest forward, 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 lowering down, down, down. You might bring the hands to that right thigh or the right shin, starting to soften and release the torso down towards the floor. You might bring the hands down towards the ground. Allow the head to be as soft as feels comfortable here, stretching in through the backs of the legs. Great work. Drawing the lower belly in. We'll rise ourselves all the way back up through standing. Bringing the hands through heart center. We'll bring the gaze to the top of the mat. If you'd like to play with coming into warrior three, we'll put more of the weight on the right foot, starting to hover that left leg back behind you, coming into a T shape, and then slowly rising ourselves back up to standing in Tadasana, planting that left foot at the top of the mat, extending the fingers down towards the floor. Taking a breath here. Feeling the difference between the right and the left side. Long, slow breath. And great work. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhale, open up the arms, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. Place the hands on the shins. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising ourselves all the way back up. Stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Plant down through that left foot, squeeze the left thigh, squeeze the left glute. Find that non-moving spot to stare at and start to get light in the right foot coming up onto those right toes. As you're ready, we'll take that big step back with the right foot, planting the toe, planting the heel to point towards the upper right corner of the mat. So that warrior one stance. Bringing the hands to the hips, we're going to draw the left hip back and we're going to push the right hip forward just so we're a little more square towards the top of the mat. Take that nice deep bend in the left knee over the left ankle. You might take a little peek, make sure that you can still see your toes. Tuck the tailbone down just a little bit. We'll inhale, reach the arms up again overhead. That warrior one. Beautiful work, breathing nice and slow here. With the exhale, straighten the front knee, cactus the arms out towards the side, spreading across the chest, poof the chest forward, maybe lift the gaze up towards the sky. And then with your exhale, refined warrior one, bend that front knee, lift the arms up overhead. Great work. We're going to release the hands down behind the hips, interlacing the fingers, drawing the knuckles down, spread the chest, lift the chest towards the sky, lift the gaze up towards the sky. With the exhale, coming into our humble warrior, beginning to hinge forward from the hips, lowering the torso down, down, down over that leg, lifting the knuckles up, 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 spreading across the chest. Taking a breath here. Great work. Draw the belly in, inhale, rise ourselves all the way back up. Releasing the bind of the hands, lift the arms up overhead, warrior one. Exhale, straighten the front knee, cactus the arms out towards the sides. Spreading across the chest, lifting the gaze. Exhale, warrior one. Rebend the front knee, lift the arms up overhead. Taking that in, that lacing of the fingers back behind the hips again, opposite interlace this time. Draw the knuckles down, poof the chest forward, lift the gaze up again towards the sky. Exhale, begin to hinge forward again from the hips, humble warrior. Coming down, 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 lifting those knuckles up, up, up. Beautiful work. Draw the lower belly in, slowly rise yourself back up. Releasing the bind of the hands, lifting the fingers up towards the sky. And with your exhale, straighten the front knee, cactus the arms out towards the sides. Beautiful work. Draw the hands through heart center. Draw the belly in, lengthen the spine, feel nice and tall here. Now as you exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips, leaning the torso forward, lowering down, maybe bringing the hands towards that left thigh or the left shin. Lengthen through the spine and then soften and release the torso over that left leg, allowing the head to be just as relaxed as feels comfortable here. The hands might come to rest on the floor. Maybe they're still supporting on the leg. We'll draw the lower belly in and slowly make our way all the way back up to standing. The hands at heart center. Now again, if you'd like to play with that warrior three, it's just a shifting of the weight as we come to rise into Tadasana. So you might choose, no, I'm just going to stand in Tadasana. So all's good. Little bend in that front knee. Lean the torso forward, find that non-moving spot to stare at. As you exhale, start to straighten that left knee, hover the right heel up off the ground, coming into that T shape, hands still at heart center. Great work. Lower that right foot down by the left. Rise yourself up to stand, extend the fingers down towards the floor, Tadasana mountain pose. Taking a full breath here, breathing nice and slow in and out. Beautiful work. Feeling that sensation, whatever it might be, into the legs, maybe feeling what it is that you are feeling. We'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead, lift the gaze up. Exhaling, open the arms out, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips. Bringing the hands to the shins, inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll bend the knees enough here that we can plant our hands at the top of the mat. From here, extending the legs back nice and long, coming into our plank pose. Hips in line with the shoulders, belly draws in, palms press into the floor, feeling nice and strong here on the back of the body. Nice full breath in and out. And we'll lower the knees down to the floor, bend the elbows towards the back of the mat, untuck the toes, lower the chest all the way down, 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 down to rest on our tummy. With the hands underneath the shoulders, squeeze the elbows in towards the body. We'll inhale to push into the palms, find our low cobra pose. And then exhale, slowly release back down towards the floor. We'll take one more back bend, either another cobra pose or moving into our seal pose. So if you're taking cobra, stay here. If you are moving into seal, move the hands out and up about 6 to 12 inches in both directions. Draw the elbows down, push into the palms, press into the toenails. We'll inhale, press into the hands and the legs, lift the chest up, lift the gaze up. Great work. With your exhale, slowly, softly release yourself back down onto the floor. We'll bring the hands underneath the face and kick the heels up towards the sky. We'll take a little windshield wiper of the legs from side to side. Fantastic. Pausing that movement. We'll extend the legs out nice and long and extend the arms out nice and long as well. So we've got our self lengthened out on the floor. I like to keep the pinky side of my hands kind of karate chopped into the floor, but you might find that the palms down feels better for you as we move into our swimmers. So however you like to have the hands. And for our swimmers, we'll squeeze the left leg, lift the left leg up, lift the right arm up, and then we'll lower back down. And we'll switch sides, right leg, left arm. And we'll continue to switch. So you might find that it's more comfortable to keep your head rested down on the floor as we continue to alternate lifting and lowering the sides. Or you might choose to lift the chest and the face up, getting a little bit more of a workout through the middle lower back. So continue to alternate your leg and arm lifts, lifting nice and slow with control. Nice little leisurely swim here. Thinking almost of that 50-50 plank or that bird dog pose that we did at the beginning of class with those little pulses. Now you might choose to take the arms and legs a little faster for a swimmer. Our last breath here, inhale and exhale, release everything down onto the floor. Bring the hands underneath the face, soften the lower back, hit the heels up again towards the sky and take that reverse windshield wiper. Wonderful work. Extend the legs out again, nice and long back behind you. Moving into our locust pose. Pull the hands down by the hips, palms face the sky. We'll rest on one cheek as we get the lower body set up. Squeeze the legs together. Start to push the big toe mound areas together. Squeeze the glute muscles, squeeze the thighs. Engage the legs so much that the kneecaps start to lift up off the ground. Great. We'll bring the gaze back to neutral. With the inhale, start to peel the palms towards the sky. Lift the shoulders up off the mat. Maybe start to lift the gaze. With the exhale, lift the legs up off the mat, coming into that locust pose. Lifting yourselves up, feeling nice and strong here through the back of the body. Keep breathing, steady and slow. Great work. And then as we exhale, soften and release everything back down onto the floor. Beautiful work. Hands come again underneath the face. We'll windshield wiper the legs again.
Pausing the windshield wiper, keep the legs or the heels pointed up towards the sky. And we'll start to roll out the ankles, wiggle the feet, just get a little bit of movement here in this kind of flexed knee position. Getting the feet ready for a little more intense of a stretch. So just want to warm ourselves up to avoid any cramping. Okay, fantastic. Pausing that movement, we'll start to move into our bow pose. So heels come up towards the sky. We'll bring the hands down by the sides again, palms face the sky. And we'll squeeze into the glute muscles and we'll start to lift the chest up, reaching the hands back towards the feet. Maybe starting to draw the ankles in just a little bit closer towards the hands. Maybe just energetically reaching back, trying to find that contact. Maybe making contact with the ankles. If you've got contact with the ankles, you want to take this to the next step. You can kick the legs back, keeping that bind of the hands, helping to lift the chest up just a little bit more. Great work. Keep breathing. Exhale, soften and release everything back down to the floor with control. Lengthen the legs out. Oh, flop yourself down. Oh. Give the hips a little shake when you make contact with the floor. Great work. Now we'll pull the elbows underneath the shoulders, moving into our Sphinx pose again, getting ourselves ready for our thread the needle. Pushing in through the forearms, lift the chest up. We'll lift the gaze up. And then we'll bring the chin back towards the chest, stretching through the back. We'll bring the gaze to neutral. And we'll bring the left hand in towards the center of the mat. Pushing in through that left hand, we'll inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. And then thread that right arm underneath the little gap in the left, coming to rest on that right upper arm. You might use that left arm as a pillow. And we'll take a few breaths here. So if you'd like to take belly down tree variation here, you're welcome to do so. Just bend that left knee out towards the left side. Right leg stays long. Taking a few breaths here, maybe just imagining the muscles between the shoulder blades softening. Maybe feeling those hip joints opening if you're in the belly down tree. Taking a moment here to catch your breath and just allow some stillness. We'll start to release this pose, lengthening the leg out again, nice and long. Pull the left elbow back underneath the left shoulder, push through that left arm, and inhale, reach the right arm back up towards the sky. Lower the right elbow, bring the right hand into the center of the mat, pushing through that right arm. Inhale to lift the left arm up towards the sky, and then we'll thread that arm underneath, coming to rest, left upper arm. Bringing the hands or the head to rest on the right arm if that feels all right. And if you'd like that belly down tree variation, you are welcome to do so. Open the right knee out this time. Allowing the assistance of the floor and gravity to help open up the hip and provide that compression, that stretch through the shoulders. Starting to release this stretch, we'll extend the right leg out back behind us, pulling the right elbow back underneath the right shoulder, pushing through that right forearm. Inhale, lift the left arm up towards the sky and slowly release back down. So from here, we're going to take a little pencil roll over onto our back, just rolling ourselves over. And when we make our way over onto our back, we'll draw the knees into our chest, giving our lower back a little stretch. Draw the knees in, taking some gentle rocks from side to side. Then we'll bring the hands to the tops of the knees and we'll start to draw circles with the knees on the ceiling. Trying to make these circles maybe just a little bit larger than our general rocking from side to side. So you can really feel into the areas in the lower back and in the hip joints. We'll take those circles in the opposite direction. Fantastic. Pausing there. Give yourself one more little squeeze of the knees in. And then we'll lower the heels down by the sitting bones. We'll get ourselves set up for our bridge pose. So heels down by the sitting bones. We'll bring the hands down by the hips, palms pressed down into the floor. Spread the shoulders nice and broad, collarbones shine forward, squeeze the muscles of the glutes, push into the feet. With our exhale, begin to push the hips up off the ground, lifting the hips up, gazing neutral at the sky. Push the hips up just a little bit more. We'll take a round of breath here. Nice and slow. Drawing the chin towards the chest just a little bit more, feeling the back of the neck lengthen. With your next exhale, slowly soften and release the body back down onto the floor. We'll open the arms up into cactus arms and give ourselves a little windshield wiping of the knees from side to side. Great work. Pausing that movement, we'll bring the hands down by the hips again, heels towards the sitting bones. Spread the shoulders nice and broad, press into the feet, squeeze the glutes. One more bridge pose, push the hips up towards the sky. On this one, you might enjoy interlacing the fingers underneath the hips, winding the shoulders underneath the back, lifting the chest up just a little bit more. Push those feet in nice and firm into the floor, lift the hips up just a little bit higher. Bring that chin towards the chest, getting that compression again. Activating that body lock, that bandha. Fantastic. And with your next exhale, release the bind of the hands, unwind the shoulders, lower the hips, down, 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 nice and slow. Great work. Open up again the arms into cactus arms. We'll take a nice slow windshield wiper, legs to side and side a few times. And then we'll take a twist here, bringing both knees over towards the left side of the mat, lowering the knees down, keeping the arms in cactus arms, keeping the shoulders planted on the floor. Taking a moment here just to let the knees fall over to that left side of the mat, maybe making any adjustments that you like of the legs, however feels best to twist here. Taking a few breaths. Great work. We'll lift the knees back up towards the sky and then lower the knees down towards the right side of the mat. Again, any sort of adjustment that you'd like to make through the position of the legs. Fantastic. We'll lift the knees back up towards the sky, planting the feet, We'll move into our figure four, lifting the left shin, left shin up towards the sky, flexing the left toes towards the knee, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. You can use that left hand to help open that left knee out just a little bit more. Then from here, if you'd like, you can begin to draw this figure four in towards the chest, squeezing the legs in towards the chest, maybe grabbing on behind the back of that right thigh around the right shin. Keeping those left toes flexed towards the left knee, just giving yourselves some protection in that knee joint. Great work. Slowly lower that right foot back down towards the floor. Keep this figure four shape. Open the arms up again into cactus arms. We're going to lower the figure four over to the right side of the mat. Starting to lower the left foot to plant on the floor. Great work. Draw the belly in, lift that figure four back up, uncross the left leg, and we'll switch sides. Lift the right shin, flex the right toes towards the right knee, cross that right ankle, use the right hand to help open that knee out just a little bit more. Now, if you'd like to stay here, please do. If you'd like to draw the figure four in towards the chest, please do. Just keep that flex of the right foot as you draw the figure four in towards the chest. Let the breath move steady in and out through the nose. Fantastic. Lower that left foot back down towards the floor, releasing the figure four, and then we'll start to take this into a twist. Open the arms again, cactus arms, and then lower the figure four over to the left side of the mat, bringing that right foot maybe to plant down onto the ground. Nice, slow breaths here. Draw the belly back in, slowly lift the figure four back up, uncross the legs. And we'll draw the knees into the chest again. We'll look around for our strap. And we'll bring the strap to the bottom of the right foot, kicking the right heel up towards the sky. Extend the left leg out and then lower the leg down onto the floor. Stretching in through the back of that right leg. Then we'll take the strap into the right hand, bringing the left hand to rest on our left hip point. Moving slowly with the breath, we'll open that right leg out towards the right side of the mat. Nice, slow breaths here. Draw the lower belly in. With the exhale, lift this right leg back up towards the sky. Grabbing onto the straps with both hands, we'll exhale, lift the head and the chest up towards that right knee. And slowly lower the head and the chest back down towards the floor. We'll take the strap into the left hand, extend the right arm out towards the right, keeping the shoulders grounded, soften the left leg, lower that right leg across the body to the left side of the mat. Another twist here. Gaze can come over towards that right shoulder. Great. Bring the gaze again up towards the sky. Draw the lower belly in. Lift that right heel back up towards the ceiling. Flex those right toes. Grab the straps with both hands. As you exhale, lift the head and the chest up towards that right knee. Squeezing in nice and tight here. On exhale, slowly soften and release the torso back down towards the floor. Bend the right knee. Draw the left knee in. Place the strap at the bottom of the left foot. Kick the left heel up. Kick the right leg out and down. Getting that stretch through the back of the left leg first, and then we'll take the strap in through the left hand, bring the right hand to the right hip point. As you're ready, we'll open that left leg out towards the left side of the mat. Great work. Draw the lower belly in. Lift the left heel back up towards the sky. Grab onto the straps with both hands. And as you exhale, lift the head and the chest up towards the left knee. Soften and release the head and the chest down towards the floor. Take the strap into the right hand. Extend the left arm out towards the left. Moving into a twist. Lower the left leg across the body to the right side of the mat. Keep the shoulders grounded here into the floor. Soften the right leg, soften the belly. Maybe bring the gaze over towards the right shoulder. I'm sorry, left shoulder. Bring the gaze back up towards the sky. Draw the lower belly in. Lift that left leg back again up towards the sky. Grab onto the straps with both hands. Reflex the right toes. As you exhale, lift the head and the chest up towards that left knee. Squeezing in tighter and tighter. As you exhale, soften and release the chest down towards the floor. Draw the left knee into the chest. Draw the right knee into the chest. Place the strap off to the side. We're going to open ourselves up into a happy baby. Open the knees out towards the armpits. Kick the heels up towards the sky. Maybe grab on behind the backs of the thighs or around the calves. Maybe reaching the hands up towards the outer edge of the feet. Nice and wide here. Taking a gentle rock from side to side if that feels nice. Starting to release our happy baby, draw the knees back together. We'll give ourselves one more squeeze, drawing the knees in nice and tight into the legs. We're going to activate everything. Flex the toes, flex the glutes, draw the belly in, lift the forehead up towards the knees, pull into this tight, tight, tight little ball. And then as you exhale, release everything, spreading it out into our Shavasana pose, extending the lips out nice and long, keeping the hands down by the hips, palms face the sky, relaxing the head down, tucking the shoulders, closing the eyes maybe, allowing the breath to move naturally in and out through the nose. Giving ourselves this time to consciously relax.
Begin to bring a little bit of movement back into your fingers and your toes, starting to wake back up from our resting pose. Taking a larger inhale, stretching the arms up overhead. Drawing the knees into the chest. Nice big hug here. We'll make our way over onto our side body as you are ready, resting in a fetal position. The eyes can stay closed so the gaze softly lowered. Taking a moment here to feel a sense of gratitude towards yourself for prioritizing your health and your wellness today. As you are ready, we'll slowly, gently make our way back into a comfortable seated position. Rising ourselves up nice and slow. Feeling in through the body, physical body, the breath body, the mental body. We'll take an inhale together, lifting the arms up overhead. And then exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Thank you so much for your practice today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you all. Namaste.